Well, hello there. I think we'll stick with that one. This kind of all works now that I've realised that it wasn't connected yesterday. So I can kind of...
Hello there.
I'm not sure that's right. Or we could go the other way.
Hello there.
But there you go. You can pick one. Depending on which one you pick is how weird you are. Before we get into the meat and potatoes, what we'll do is a little bit of housekeeping. And that is, first of all, let's check on ECAMM. That is ECAMM. Hello, Weasel. Weasel. Hello. Absolute ignorant little git. This is the person. Well, he's not a person. He's a rodent. This is the person, who you guys are over here primarily to see. This is who you're picking over me. And he can't even face the camera. I can try and turn him around. Look what we got. Hello. Say hello. Hello. Look, there he goes. Hello. Say hello to all of your adoring fans who are here purely for you and not me. And I'm not even begrudging that at all. No, he's not interested. See, he can't even face the camera. It's been one of them days today. It's like quite early in the morning and it's already been one of them where you do things and you think to yourself, like my partner, right? We live in a military area. We're literally 50 yards away from one of the biggest military bases in the country. And this is a militarized zone. And my partner, when she leaves to go to where she works in the morning, when she walks, because it's right near there, we'll text one another, see who texts us first. It's like an ongoing competition, you know, just one of them. Have a good day, love you, that sort of stuff. I know some of you will be like, ugh, especially Jennifer. She's one of the subscribers who I have this tug of war relationship with. It's like a love-hate thing. And what happened this morning is my partner she cheats because you're not supposed to do it until you leave the house. But she'll text before she leaves the house, so she thinks that she's done it first. And in hindsight, I'll say you're a cheater. Well, this morning I'm shouting out the window, "You bloody cheat!" And then I think to myself, it's probably not the wisest thing that I've ever done at around 7:45 in the morning, shouting out at your loving wife in a militarized zone, "Oi, you bloody cheater." Well, we'll see what the repercussions of that are later. I'll probably get a fact round the head. But anyway, into the meat and potatoes. How far are we? We're like 3 minutes in, not even touched the surface. Not even touch the surface. So like the video. Now I'm going to start asking you to like the videos, and purely because, look, I wouldn't normally, but when I asked yesterday, loads of people like the videos, much more than usual, and that just tells me that you actually like me. So if you don't like the videos, you obviously don't like me. And as we say on the lives, where is it? I put this on the lives, this banner here. We'll move it. And maybe I'll leave that running just to remember you, remind you, not remember you, remind you. Smash that like button, or I'll smash you. Anyway, like I say, into the meat and potatoes, finally. Stalkers. We have the vape shop guy. Vape shop man. He's come forward and said that the girls have pretty much said and confirmed that would appear that Kaylee had a stalker. Now, I'm kind of calling bullshit on this a little bit because, look, this is the way I look at it. If a girl is walking down the street and there are males in the vicinity walking behind them, whatever, and there is no interaction, there is no real altercation, say, or there's no sharing of words, how does someone know that they are being stalked? How does that come about? Now, also, we have to take into consideration that girls in groups and who are quite attractive will attract a certain amount of attention regardless. You know, the wolf whistlers and things like that. And that's just part and parcel of being a female. It's definitely not right. It's just something that they have to put up with in this society. And it's just, I can only, I don't get wolf whistled much, occasionally, but I can only imagine how effing annoying that is. See, I'm even trying to watch my swearing. But did Kaylee truly have a stalker that worried her? That's the question. It's not just about whether someone was stalked or they had because that, we've all been, I grew up in a group of girls, not like a weirdo. We had, girls who was in our group. I wasn't a reject who had to hang about with girls because males didn't want to hang about with me. Let's just get that straight. We intermingled boys and girls. And they would talk about having stalkers. And you would think, what do you mean? We're always walking around town. We was getting our McDonald's and our makeup, and there was boys walking behind us, stalking us. How do you know they were stalking you? Well, they were walking behind us, and it's just something that can be a fact. But to have a stalker that you're genuinely scared and afraid of, that's a different kettle of fish. That's something completely different. Now, we know that they worked in industries that could put them in front of people who could become fixated with them. That's something that can happen. Waitresses and girls who work in these kind of situations, it's not uncommon for people who frequent these establishments to become fixated on an individual. Any of you who listen to the stories from Let's Read or Lazy Masquerade, Beat Buster, you'll know all of these sort of listener sent in stories, the abundance of them that are these stalker-esque stories, and that's where they originate. That these girls either work in an industry where they're put in front of weirdo public who become fixated and it spirals out of control. So it does happen. But I have to ask why the friends hadn't come forward soon enough. People outside of this kind of the little bubble that was the house, or even the survivors, and actually come forward and say, look, they had stalkers. Kaylee had a stalker. This is where the stalker originated from, because they would have spoken about it. If Kaylee was that afraid because she had a specific stalker who was worrying her and she was scared for her life or felt that could escalate to the point where they're physically making a decision to walk around in groups. And again, you have to ask a sub-question here, and that is, if you feel that unsafe that you're hanging about in groups, why weren't they in a group on this night? There was just the two of them, and even that she'd got into an altercation and, someone was told to fuck off. So it wasn't like they weren't, they couldn't stand their ground. So some of the stories around this stalker situation it doesn't gel with me. My inquisitive mind can't accept that there was a stalker involved and it was genuinely causing concern. Like the same with the families. The families haven't even come forward and said, and they are coming forward, they are reaching out to news reporters and they are talking about how they feel and things that have been said and not said. And later on today, there'll be another video that I'm going to bring up that's going to specifically talk about law enforcement, their handling, and how the families are truly feeling about that and how I feel about it too. But this is talking about stalkers. And, I think if there was a genuine stalker concern, that we would know that by now. There wouldn't be a question. We would know 100% there was a stalker targeting one specific person, and there would be someone or people who would be able to come forward and would have come forward, especially with the frustration from, the families. We know specific members of the families are getting more and more angry as time goes on, and some of that is justified, especially when we look at how this is being handled and some of the things that have been said. But yeah, they haven't even been able to come forward and specifically say, look, my daughter said she had a stalker. The stalker had been following her for X amount of time and she was concerned for her safety. That is why they locked the doors. That is why they did this, da-da. So at the moment, I'm sorry, but I just can't buy it. And that's just, maybe I'm wrong. But at the moment, I genuinely can't buy it, guys. I don't think that this was a stalker situation. And, even if there was a stalker, there are certain people who then stick out like a sore thumb. The likes of, this Inan Harsh. I don't really know anybody around this who looks more strange than this guy. And again, as we spoke about with Jeremy, the neighbour, strangeness doesn't necessarily mean guilty of anything. But he himself has put some social media posts up and subsequently removed them, which raises questions as to, is the bloke all right in the head? And I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's a lovely guy. Just comes across as a nutcase. Is there a stalker? Let me know down below. Are you convinced there was a stalker and this stalker has somehow slipped under the radar? Nobody knew about him. The family didn't know about him. Nobody has come forward and said about him, but there was definitely a stalker, and the stalkers who we're looking for. A stalker, genuine, a good stalker, the victim won't know they were being stalked. That's like having a sniper with a neon fucking coat on. It doesn't work like that. A stalker who would be this dangerous, they wouldn't know about. Or he's not a stalker. He's just someone fucking following him. I'll catch you all in the next one.